Hello, everybody, to another riveting episode of Post to Post. Tonight, we are the Graveyard Shift with just your boys, the Brothers of Discussion. Weatherman is out trolling the town for booty at the baseball games. John is still on retirement. Well, what did we say it was?
No, he's on the Legends
alumni
contract.
He's moved to he's a Legends contract. He's been moved to the alumni section for the time.
He's special appearances only.
Yeah. So
or anytime he wants to show up. He's kind of got that. I don't know. I don't want to insult him and say he's got a Shane McMahon contract where he can kind of come in and do what he wants. But similar to that, only not shitty because it's not Shane McMahon. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, I think we can all say he's not the best in the world. Oh,
that's Shane McMahon we're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, so tonight, for y'all, you lovely people, it's just us, the Brothers of Discussion, myself, G Diddy himself, and then the older one, the more grandpa one who just had to get glasses, Will over there.
Didn't have to. I opted to.
Had to get glasses for his night vision. Driving down the road. Me, I can't see. Me.
Shut up, you're like legally blind.
I got LASIK, bitch. I got fucking 20/20. I don't give a shit.
You were legally blind.
I wasn't even legally blind. My prescription was like bare minimum to just get LASIK. Like, if it was any better, they're like, you're too good for it. I'm like, well, I'm too good for you, ho.
I was getting you mixed up with Wheezy.
Yeah, who the hell do you think you are?
no one's as blind as old Wheezy.
Yeah, Wheezy's pretty blind. Can't breathe right either. God. Oh, love you, Wheeze.
Oh, no.
All love. All love.
Fair enough. All right, so, well, everybody, we took a week off because we were trying to get some shit straight. It's kind of there. But yeah, we got some topics. Last week it would have been hella dry, trying to figure out stuff. I mean, even though it was fresh off of Impact's pay-per-view, which was solid Rebellion, I believe it was. And, well, with that, we'll talk about the biggest thing to go down at Rebellion, and one of the bigger stories in wrestling, even though everyone already fucking knows about it. And it's been meme city ever since. Kenny finally collecting some belts. He's a triple.
Enough. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. He's a triple world champ now. Quadruple if you want to count the fact that he got 2 Impact belts for that one win.
Yeah, he got both of the belts that I think Rich Swann had, unified. So it's kind of weird that they still brought both out. But, whatever. I'm cool with it. It just makes it look better.
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks that they couldn't have AAA on there.
I know.
AAA belt due to rights and whatnot. But
I know. It shows up everywhere once in a while. I would like to see it show up more. They mention it enough.
Yep. I did see that he may already have a potential challenger in Mr. formerly known as Andrade, Cien Alamos.
Oh.
There's a challenge brought up, I think, for July in one of the Mexican promotions for him to come wrestle Andrade. He said, maybe. You got to work a little harder, Andrade. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Kenny is on top of the world right now. Okay. Mm-hmm. He got his boys back in town. The boys are back in town.
Oh yeah, that was a big one. I was surprised to see, but I mean, it didn't surprise me that the Bucks turned. I mean, I halfway called it that one day.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I will say this. I hate the shit out of their new tights. I don't like them.
And me, on the opposite end, I fucking love everything about it because it's so schmarmy, and it's not... To me, in a sense, even though, it's not subtle in terms that if anyone listening watches BTE, that's pretty much all they talk about are their fucking shoes and their gear. But ultimately there's still this sense of subtlety behind it if you're not watching it. It's just like, you still got the headbands, only got a little bit of jewels attached to it. You still got some stuff on our legs, but now it's some fancy fresh fur. And I think it's fucking great. I love it.
I think from the knee down, shoes, sure, have the ludicrously expensive J's. I think it's stupid personally, but that I can allow that one. But from the knee down on those tights, it looks like a 90s teen girl pair of flare jeans.
Perfect. All for it. Give me that 16 magazine, Young Bucks. Keep it up.
Tiger Beat.
Tiger Beat.
It's the Tiger Bucks.
You literally are the clientele for their new shirt. We love to hate the Young Bucks.
I don't hate the Young Bucks. I hate the tights. There's a difference.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I'm all for it. I think it's hilarious and great. And I'm for it. And I hope it just keeps rolling.
I do enjoy like their heel work again. It's been so long since I got to see good like douchey heel Young Bucks. I forgot how fucking annoying they were. It's great.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It makes me think to one of the first times I saw them wrestle on like a Wrestle Kingdom years ago, and I was like, holy shit, I fucking hate these guys. And then the more I watched them, I was like, oh shit, I fucking love these guys.
And then I did notice, and I don't know if it was meant to happen, but I think they just played it off very well.
Mm-hmm.
But and I think the match with Death Triangle, Matt Jackson went to the face corner to make a tag, but he didn't realize. Oh wait, we're heels now.
Oh yeah, that did seem a little wonky. It really did.
But, they played it off pretty good in the end, I think.
They did. Play
it was just funny to see because they're so used to being on that side, and then this time, no, not today, bro.
Mm-hmm. I'm digging it. I really am. I find it funny that Brandon Cutler's already calling himself their young boy.
Oh yeah.
And he's starting to dress like a young boy.
He's got to.
With the track jacket and everything. But the best part, I think, even though I can't remember if it's storyline how it came about, but I feel like it's almost like a dig at Cody, how he's wearing the plastic face guard.
Oh yeah, probably. It could be something subtle, just to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I still just say I do not give a fuck about this QT Marshall storyline?
I give so little fucks about it. But at the same time, I'm like, get him QT.
Yeah. At the same time, I am rooting for QT, but I don't find him that great.
He has potential.
I think
35 years ago.
I just think he's kind of, I don't know. I'm not buying what he's selling.
He's a man out of time. He would have been a good, perfect sell, 20, 30 years ago. In my opinion. He's got that old school Arn Anderson build. And hairline.
Yeah, hairline for sure. But yeah, and I'm kind of glad, finally, everything we've said, the Nightmare Family was just too fucking big. So they finally kind of broke it up to lighten the load, I guess.
Yeah, that'd be my guess too. I just can safely say that I'm just not a big fan of the whole angle, mostly because, Cody boring as a motherfucker. Plain and simple. It's never going to change.
And as of right now, ultimately, this angle is not even really about them.
No.
It's just to build the new talent.
Mm-hmm. Which is good.
And it kind of sucks because, in my opinion, even though that's what it's there for, QT and Cody are kind of stealing it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. That's where they kind of made the focus, despite the fact that it's supposed to be bringing them up. And The only one that sticks out to me is Salau, the big giant fucking burly dude.
Oh yeah.
Whatever his name is. I don't even know his name if that says anything right there. Like, I know he's there. He's the most intimidating looking dude I've seen in a while.
A go-go?
Brian Cage.
The boxer?
Yes, I know he's a fucking giant dude with an afro.
Oh no, you're thinking of Camarado.
That's it. Yeah. See, I told you I don't know his name.
Nick Camarado. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's a fucking gnarly looking man. But like he's the main one I'm interested in, just because.
When he took that fucking wooden chair shot to the dome and didn't flinch last week?
Yeah.
Or week before? Holy fuck.
But, like, he's the one I'm interested in. Just let him do shit.
No joke.
But I would rather it be, like, to build something, you know, have it where QT starts getting the Nightmare family, I guess, start getting the upper hand on the QT.
Yeah, the factory.
Yeah, the factory. But, you know, then, bam, Kamado comes out, and now he's QT's bodyguard. Or not really a bodyguard, but more of the muscle, and, like, they just can't do shit to him.
Yeah, it's like he's playing second fiddle to Agogo, the boxer. Mm-hmm. And to me, that's a poor choice. Because, one, Agogo's go-to right now is a fucking gut punch. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty fucking dumb. I don't care who they are, and if they walk out after a gut punch with ribs all taped up and shit like that, I'm just like, no, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying what you're selling.
I'm sorry, the only way I'll buy that is if Mike Tyson punched you.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson punches you and you don't fall down because, you know, even though it was a worked punch, that punch on fucking FTR sold that shit perfectly.
I know. And the worst part is people thought it was real, too.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I could tell, it was a legit worked punch. I mean, now, he did go stiff like zombie arm when he hit the ground, and I'm thinking he's smart enough to know how to properly sell like a knockout punch. Like, when you get, like, straight up cold cocked, you go zombie arms. Your shit goes stiff just straight up in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Stiff as a board.
Mm-hmm. You don't go, like, limp and lay down, because we saw that with that fucking disastrous botch leg drop from Private Party onto, what was it? Angels, I think? Mm-hmm. And it knocked his ass out. His arms just went...
Oh, yeah, that dude, yeah.
Straight up in the air.
Yeah, if you get punched, you need to do Terry Adam versus Edson Barboza and just fall down like a plank of wood. Mm-hmm. That's it. UFC reference right there, folks. I'm multi-talented. And that's deep cut. That's a deep cut. That's like 7 years old right now. Right longer. And yeah, that dude just like dropped and he like fucking saluted. Like, his hand was just up in his hair and his head was like cocked like a dog just hearing a noise for the first time. Just, ooh, timber.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, dude. It's sick.
But yeah, I mean, like, 2 weeks ago, they hit some super high numbers because it was that first week of them flying solo on Wednesday. And it was super nice. It was like 1.3. We talked about it. Then last week, they dropped down. They're like 889 now.
Yeah, something like that. That's still really good. It doesn't, I mean,
you're not going to see numbers like back in the 90s, period. Nothing sees numbers like that anymore. Not even like primetime television sees numbers like that.
People, it's because, you know, I mean, streaming services, man.
Yeah, streaming services, and no one has to watch it day of anymore. Exactly. A lot of people are going to watch it later on. I mean, I would love to watch it day of, but I'm watching other stuff with her, and so I watch it on my downtime. Yep. And that's when I get to fit it in. Do I get to fit in all the wrestling that I'd want? No, but I try to get in my main ones. I try to get in New Japan, I try to get in AEW, and every once in a while I'll try to sneak in some NXT. Raw and SmackDown can go fucking sit on it and spin, because I don't give a fucking shit about them. And then Impact I want to try to, because, I mean, we'll talk about that a little bit in a bit. But for right now, I try to get those big three. Those are my big three that I want to that I try to watch. And I don't have to watch them right then and there. I can watch them later on. It usually takes me 2 days, maybe 3, to watch AEW. Because I can only watch it on my downtime.
Right there with you, man.
Yep. But that's that. All I can say is there have been some good things happening. I'm hoping the numbers kind of peak and like stay around 1 to, anything between 9 and 1-3, I think would be good.
Yeah, for sure.
The downside, and Weatherman pointed this out a while back, I can't remember if he pointed it out while we were recording last time, or if it was something we mentioned in the chats, planning for the shows. TNT's got the rights to the NHL next year. And they've got the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got that one knockoff UFC. One championship or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. No, that's from Indonesia. Shit's legit. I think Rich Franklin's a vice president over there who's a former UFC middleweight champion as well.
Gotcha.
But they also have Bibiano Fernandez, who used to be a long-standing, I think, bantamweight champion, and he was legit. And then they've still got Eddie Alvarez, who's sort of past his prime. But they got Demetrius Johnson, who is my boy, even though he lost his most recent match. But they got some names over there.
Okay.
Shit's legit. But, yeah, they got the rights to that one. That's smart.
Yeah. So, the thing is, from rumor has it, the NHL's time slot's Wednesday.
Yeah, but that'd be hard to pull off because, A, they'd have to make a contract that works for AEW because there's already a contract in place, and you can't break that unless you give, you guys make a new contract and they agree to it. Other than that, you're just stuck with it. And honestly, they're bringing the viewers that helped get this NHL contract. So, you gotta...
But at the same time, the NHL's, because it's sports, even though it's a little more niche than the NBA, etc., I think it's still possible that they could bring bigger numbers than AEW.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know, man. It's a tough one.
We'll see, but hopefully it won't interrupt things and cause AEW to have to shuffle days, because AEW on Wednesday works really well. It does.
Mm-hmm.
I think AEW would be strong against Raw if they moved it to Monday, because Raw fucking sucks.
I do dislike Raw. I want Raw to be so good. Okay. I'm going off of your schedule that you wanted, but so I've been watching the WWE biographies, right?
Okay.
On A&E. Just so everyone knows, they're each one's 2 hours long. I think Steve Austin was about an hour and a half, an hour and 40 minutes, but Piper and Savage were about 2 hours each. And it really just made me miss back when for me, WWE was just, and WCW, the wars and all that, were just unmissable TV. Growing up, our dad would sleep on the couch with the TV on, and that was our time to go sneak in and change the channel. We couldn't use the controller. We had to go manually change the channel because he slept with the controller in his hand. If he woke up, turn it off, wait 10 minutes, he's back asleep, we go do it again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was occasionally. Most of the time with wrestling's time slot, we were they let us watch a lot of it. We didn't get to watch the entire shows sometimes, but
I hardly got to watch it. Dad was always watching his baseball or Turner Classic Movies, and and he'd wake up and go, I was watching that, and then go back to snoring. We changed it back.
I remember that happening more for other things, but it is what it is. Either way, we had to finagle to watch it, and it was must-see TV back then.
now it's like, I don't know, man. It's like it's primarily the Stone Cold one, man. It's just like there is literally no one on the roster right now that could grab your attention like back in the day. And that's sad because I would rather go watch Buff Bagwell than most of the people wrestling nowadays.
Bold statement.
Bringing the hot takes. And that's a sad thing, which, by the way, I was watching when I'm in the bathroom doing my business. I'm usually on YouTube because, you know, that's my time. That's my private time. I can get away with not having to do anything or answer questions. Watching a SNES drunk video about Three Ninjas Super Nintendo game, and they made an American Males reference with Buff Bagwell and Scotty Riggs, and I'm like, oh my god, I remember that shit. That was
I get
great.
that reference.
Yeah, that was some great shit back then. American Males.
I enjoyed the American Males. I don't know why so many people like hate on them. I think it's just because Buff turned into like such a garbage person afterwards.
They were, you know, faces, and then they turned heel, and that was sort of.
Yeah. It's just they were a good mid-card tag team.
Yeah, I liked them.
They were super fun. But
yeah, man. No, I don't know. There's just no one who's must see in WWE right now that even matches, you know, me wanting to see Buff Bagwell and them, even though I didn't even like them that much back then. But, you know, it was just entertaining stuff. And I'm sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings with that statement. That's just my thought on it.
Tough.
Yeah, get
over it.
Go be a wrestler and change my mind. Because I'm not doing it.
Oh.
So, but yeah, dude, I just miss all the characters back then. They were just on their game, man. On their game. And that comes with the competition, and now it's just like everyone wants to avoid it.
Yep. It's true. Yeah, well, we can probably talk about those a little more in a bit, but yeah, that was definitely...
That's really all you need to know about it.
Okay.
Just watch them, because me talking about it will not do it justice. I will say this. Roddy Piper and Stone Cold Steve Austin are essentially, you know, a WWE DVD where, you know, it talks them up a lot. It makes you feel good and remember the good times. And then the Randy Savage one feels a little different because they start talking about more of the dark side of Randy Savage. And, you know, drug use and drama and his, like, behind-the-scenes relationship with Miss Elizabeth and stuff. You know, things you already know, but not, you know, I guess you could say, you know, the puff piece.
Basically, they played off of what Darkside of the Ring did back in Season 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Booker T. I hope they talk about him calling Hulk Hogan the N-word and immediately going, oh, shit.
I've watched that clip so many times just to see his face. It is hilarious.
And then you see a woman just laughing, like, it's fine, it's okay.
Oh, man. So good.
If you're going to say it, you got to say it, right?
Yep. But yeah, other than that, week after, so next Wednesday, not this Wednesday, our next crossover match, our next crossover event with AEW and New Japan. Now, some people are pissy because it's not like one of the big names of fucking New Japan, but he's a New Japan mainstay, and he's an old Turner Broadcasting WCW throwback. Because none other than Blue Justice, Yuji Nagata, is coming over to challenge Jon Moxley for the U.S. Championship.
And anybody who has said those things that you said are automatically wrong on every aspect, because that dude is the fucking man. He is a legend. And no one talks shit to Blue Justice, much like what I said when I saw them live here, when they rolled through my town. I was like, you don't fuck with Blue Justice. And then who won Blue Justice?
He will give you the kicks.
He will end your life with them kicks.
Those kicks are mean.
I love me some Yuji Nagata. I don't care.
Yeah, I like him a lot too. What's funny is I totally forgot he had done shit WCW. 100% forgot until Shivani mentioned it last week, and pictures started popping up online of like old WCW entrances.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, there we go. That's a wonderful callback just because Yuji Nagata's back on TNT.
Oh, show.
The other reason. One, Nagata's been around so long, him taking an L to Moxley isn't going to hurt him.
No. If anything, it should help Mox just because, he is established talent.
Yeah. Two, it's also a talent that New Japan doesn't have to worry about a loss making look weak or making their company look weak because they use their older talent as a way to get over the younger talent or promote whoever they're trying to push in the storyline.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way that they book things. The older wrestlers, basically, like the senpai people, the senseis more or less, they...
Oh, senpai!
Yeah, basically. They help out and boost the young boys.
Like Brandon Cutler.
Yeah, like Brandon Cutler. And
young boy.
and young Charles.
Young Charles.
But speaking of, it was fun to watch Miro beat the shit out of Kip Sabian last week.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did.
Nice.
Slammed his arm in a door. Like, I guess he probably kayfabe broke his arm in that door. Like, he was beating the shit out of him because he's pissed that Kip no-showed for 2 weeks straight. And Kip went in there to talk to him. And then, before he even got a word out, fucking Miro was on and slamming his head into the fucking lockers, throwing him up against the metal garage doors, or loading bay doors. And then, slammed his arm in the door, and then cuddled his head up real close against his chest. He's like, good talk. And then threw him back down and left. He's like, I forgive you. Good talk.
It makes sense, though. I mean, I think Kip in real life did just get married to Penelope.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah, it's probably a way to get him written off so he can go do his honeymoon stuff.
It could be. Also, it was a good way for them to finally divorce Miro from that group.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And let him go and do whatever. I know a lot of people are bitching because, and I agree, it should have happened a long fucking time ago. And I hope now that he's not in that kind of goofy, almost comical storyline, he's the beast that he should be. The Bulgarian beast, as we all want him to be.
Yes.
Just an indomitable force that's going to run roughshod over most of the company and get some actual title shots. I hope he gets a title. I do. I mean, he's not going to get the belt from Kenny anytime soon.
No.
But it could be a good feud. I'd say if he's going to get one...
He's going to get the TNT title, I think.
Yeah, that would be the one to put on it. It really would.
It's they just broke the tag team. He doesn't need to be in a tag team because then he's just going to be second fiddle again.
Exactly.
And as I said, it's going to be Hangman. Hangman will take the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Say it. The cows come home.
Yep.
So even though he lost to Brian Cage,
mm-hmm.
it's just, it's not the time to pull the trigger. You don't want to do that, go too soon,
no,
because we don't have crowds yet.
No.
That's a you need a crowd moment.
Yeah. Now, that match did make Brian Cage look good, even with the jump start outside the ring. It made Cage look mean as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Which they needed to do because he kind of took a backstage thing to everyone else in the...
took a backseat to everyone in fucking Team Taz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just kind of became the Ricky Stark show, I feel like.
Which
is fine.
Ricky Starks is the mouthpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Truly. out of the wrestlers in that group. Taz is the mouthpiece, but he's not as quick on the mic as Ricky Starks is.
Correct.
I mean, Taz is still a good talker, but Ricky Starks is something else. And Ricky Starks referring to himself in the third person all the time makes it that much better.
So smarmy.
I know. I enjoy some Ricky Starks. I do. And they've done it smart, keeping Hobbs and Cage quiet and having other people talk for them most of the time.
Yes.
That's been good. All right, so some things. The other day, Matthew from Botchamania posted that he was like on a hair's breadth away from Botchamania being over and done because of some copyright notices and possible like suits from AEW. Yes. Due to like content use. And like he also said they've been really, really good about everything, so he was like super surprised this was happening. So I know I haven't heard too much about it. You were saying that it's kind of already been resolved. Do you know?
I don't necessarily think it's like fully resolved. I think it's on its way to be. I think it's more of a possibly a YouTube algorithm / TNT thing more so than AEW.
Yeah. Now, the other thing it could be, I just thought of this now, is if he does Botchamania clips where, say, Jungle Boy or Orange Cassidy's theme music's playing.
Could be, but I mean, it's really, you got to go back and watch whatever the video was, and then you've got to know which one they tagged it on, or what the reason was. And I don't remember seeing anything about that other than copyrighted material. So
yeah,
I mean,
that's
it could
the only
be.
thing he showed.
It could be, but I haven't seen or heard of any botches during entrances.
Other than, sometimes he'll put stuff up for entrances just to, like, make fun of how people enter the ring. Yeah, it's not so much a botch as just, look at this humorous thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, that would still fall under fair use. In my opinion, just because it's only a small clip and it's not technically associated with just the song or the artist. It's because it's related to wrestling, and they've got the rights to use that. And then, it's a lot of gray area with that.
Yeah, there really is. I don't know the full story. I'm hoping everything comes out in the wash because I like Botchamania.
I think it will.
He was a super nice guy those couple times we bumped into him at StarCast.
Yeah.
And he's also funny as fuck when they did that live Botchamania with Ron Funches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
All I can say is I would love like hell to have a beer with both of those guys. Granted, I don't think I'd be able to drink a beer. It'd be like exploding out of my nose the entire time because they're both funny as hell. But I'm hoping all that's sorted out. I really am, because Botchamania is just, it's choice. And it really, to me, I think Botchamania humbles a lot of guys. So the next little bit of news, and it's one that came up earlier this week, late last week. AEW has been in negotiations with, would you call her a relatively controversial figure?
Oh, for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
Again, attitude, egotistical, racist bitch.
So if you haven't figured out who we're talking about already, it's Tessa Blanchard.
Super talented, don't get me wrong.
Oh, joke.
I have seen her live. She works like no one's fucking business. In my opinion, I like her more than Charlotte Flair when it comes to being a wrestler.
She's 1,000 times better than Charlotte Flair.
She is a terrible person. Like, I harbor resentment because, I know the college stories because I went to college where she did for a while.
Where Charlotte, that is.
Yeah, and, yeah, she's so two-faced, but like, she's never said anything like Tessa did. So
No, God, no.
Charlotte gets the win in my book on that regard.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, cool, Tessa. But you know, and then like, they got like this grandiose plan of like a big redemption arc, and I'm like, so you're just gonna say she's having a redemption arc, so really she's not. It's just gonna be storyline. She's gonna be an okay person. That's how I read that.
What I think they should do, if they want to work it in the story but make it legit, she should have a public contract signing that calls her out for her bullshit. And it's written into her contract that if she slips up even once with that shit, she's fucking fired.
Oh, for sure.
Because, I mean, they've hit Excalibur with shit like that. They've hit Sammy with shit like that. And suspended them from TV, but they had their chance to, you know, make things right and come back. So, if they're going to kind of skirt around some of her character flaws, to put it nicely, and sign her just because she's a good women's talent and she will make the entire women's division look good in terms of performance, because, I mean, let's face it, they're not great. That there needs to be some teeth behind the contract to make sure she doesn't fuck up. Plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have a feeling that if they do it, they're going to catch some fucking flack for it. But again, if they've got some sort of like contingency, I think it'll be alright.
I agree. I can agree with this.
Because, I mean, I'd love to see her work again, especially if she worked a program with Thunder Rosa. Because it's only a matter of time before Thunder Rosa is in AEW and out of NWA.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's only a matter of time. Or she's at AEW full-time and just pulling part-time at NWA. It's only a matter of time. Because that would be an amazing program. Her and Britt Baker would be good. And I think they've even worked together a few times. Because that right there, that's the top three of the women's division. Everyone else is like hella green.
Mm-hmm. I still want them to go ahead and get a belt on Britt. She deserves a belt, but I think she doesn't really need it.
She doesn't need it, but it's one of those things. People have wanted her to have the belt since day one. And just because of injuries and other avenues that get more eyes on the product and make people talk about it more, that's why she hasn't. And I think now that she's like more or less in everybody's mouth as a contender, and she's been cutting nothing but super good promos, etc., I'd say she is almost guaranteed to get that belt. I mean, I enjoy Sheeta. I love her to death, but Britt's going to have that belt.
I don't know, man. I do also love some Sheeta, but her title run has been very uneventful.
Again, she got saddled with a fucking pandemic title run.
Yep.
What they need to do is let her get that full year, okay? That full 365. And then right after that, drop it. And then have some sort of like that, have her drop it about the time they start really phasing crowds back in larger number than what we have already. Now, that's a little more long-term than the way they're building Britt Baker right now, but that's the way I think it should be.
I can agree.
Because then you'll have the crowd that really gets behind it. The ones that are super, super into like faces and Sheeta will be fucking pissed. And then everyone else will be like, holy shit, finally. And I'll be kind of both. But we have that happen. and then you can work an angle to where Sheeta tries to get the belt back. And then at some point down the road, maybe she does. And then she can have her big, eventful title run in front of crowds, having big defenses instead of having to run more or less glorified house shows for a year and doing title defenses at those. What about you? What do you think is the long-term goal there?
No, just drop the title. She don't need it for 365. I don't want to see her with it for 365.
Okay.
That's it. Like, I'm done. I'm over the Sheeta thing. Like, give it back to her later when it can maybe mean something. But until then, I just do not give a fuck whatsoever.
I mean, truly, I'm fine with either way, but I do secretly want to see her, like, pull a full year and, like, set a bar for everybody, and then maybe even see Britt raise that bar higher.
If anything, let Tessa get it, make Tessa a heel, and slowly turn fucking Britt Baker face and challenge Tessa.
That could work as well.
I mean, she's already got the crowd behind her. Anyone who works with Tessa, just because of that, gets instant face.
Mm-hmm. That is true. That is true. I don't know. There's just a fucking shitload of options. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
A shitload. So we shall see soon enough. But now on to the biggest topic of AEW. Finally, almost a year to the date, we're finally going to see Blood and Guts. Not in the same capacity it was originally going to be, but shit's happening. Blood and Guts is back. And to go ahead and call it like it really is, and like Tony Schiavone really, really wants to, as Weatherman said, let's call a horse a horse. It's fucking War Games.
Yeah.
That's it. It's War Games. We all know it. It's got a cool name. I'm still excited. But
Yeah, for sure.
do you happen to have the card up?
Alright, so I'll just start at the top of the match listing that's on I'll just go with the Wikipedia. They'll probably... There's one that has still a TBA, but yeah.
I've got it up on Wrestle Talk, and I've got 5 matches.
Yeah, I've got 5 matches, but one still has a TBA name beside it. Let me ask you this. You can just say yes or no. Does your Britt Baker have an opponent?
No, it just says Britt Baker DMD in action.
Okay, yeah. So we're at the same list.
It's going to be a surprise opponent.
Yeah. So, Tessa Blanchard! Okay,
It'd be funny.
So the first match, we'll just start at the top. We've got the Inner Circle, which everyone knows. Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, Ortiz.
The newly face Inner Circle.
Yes, the newly face. Versus the Pinnacle, MJF, Wardlow, Sean Spears, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, with Tully Blanchard. So, Will?
I'm going to say this. As much as I like the Inner Circle, only for the fact that I really fucking like Santana and Ortiz. If the Pinnacle loses, their momentum's done.
Okay.
It's too early for them to lose like a high-profile match like this. Too early. They need to win, so that way the face is the underdog working up. Because the Inner Circle's been on top for so long, even with the Pinnacle getting the upper hand on them, they still seem like they're above them. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
they need to be taken down a peg, and the only way to do that would be to have them be handedly defeated in the cages.
Yeah. Well, here's pretty much what it is. It's exactly what you said. The Pinnacle, if they lose, what was the fucking point?
Mm-hmm.
They are officially dead. Like, okay, how do you come back from that? You know, you said this big thing, MJF's new crew, MJF is the big up-and-coming talent who, they're trying to build up. Like, let's be real. MJF is, I don't care what you think, Will, he is the best heel in the business right now. He is the best. He doesn't have go-away heat. He has, God, I want to see this dude get his ass kicked heat. He's Conor McGregor, I want to get his ass kicked. Level of heat, even though, it kind of depends on the match if you want that to happen. But, the match. But yeah, if the Pinnacle loses, they just buried that entire group right when they started, and it's useless. So the obvious is the Pinnacle. Like the Inner Circle have already lost before in their big match. Mm-hmm. They've stayed alive for it, but they came out first, and they essentially won that feud, and that was they were there, and then they wrestled Cody. And Cody can no longer wrestle for the heavyweight championship. So there's their main win that established them.
Yeah.
Then after that, they had their big feud with Matt Hardy, and the Elite. And they lost that. And since they had already been established, they're good. So even if they lose this, they're still fine. They're the Inner Circle. They're there. It doesn't matter. But the Pinnacle, if they lose, I don't care about them anymore.
Yeah, all the Pinnacle has had are two really good, more or less like two good run-ins.
Yes.
That's it.
That's that one. After that, we got Cody Rhodes with Arn Anderson versus QT Marshall, who will have Nick Comoroto, Anthony Ogogo, and Aaron Solo.
Solo. It's just Solo, yeah.
Okay, Wolos. So, I feel like just because of this lineup, it's Cody Rhodes and Arn Anderson. Mm-hmm. QT Marshall's team's gonna win.
It seems like that. It really does. I'm gonna put QT down as well, just because I want. If QT doesn't get a win over Cody, I don't even give a shit if it's a dirty win. If he doesn't
it needs to be a dirty win.
Oh yeah.
He can't get a clean win over Cody. They're the heel. This is a heel faction straight up. Like in the Pinnacle Inner Circle, that one needs to be clean to get the establishment. But QT, technically they're already established because they were first in the Nightmare family and they're kind of branched off. They're already sort of that heel group, like that sort of group and mindset behind them. They're just trying to get a win. That's it. Yeah. So it needs to be sort of all of them just beat the shit out of them. They steal the win, start a beat down, and then the family kind of probably will run out and do that. But I want this to be the blow-off.
Yeah.
Will it? Probably not. That'll probably be a Double or Nothing at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say QT's going to get the win here. And then Cody is going to get his ego win at Double or Nothing.
Probably a cage match or some shit.
It's going to be something.
It's literally going to be one of those matches. Hell, maybe even a lumberjack match. I don't know.
It's going to be a match that involves that fucking bull rope.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I think QT takes it here, and then at the next event, it'll be the revenge penultimate match. Because, they'll get the dirty win. It's like, you cheated! On the fucking playground. So they'll have, some match where either outside interference is expected or, we're going to prevent it. Here's a cage match and you're banned from the ring, but everyone's still going to show up and nothing's going to happen. Mm-hmm. I would love that to work out, when they run, something... This is off topic now. Yeah. If they do, you're banned from ringside, truly put some sort of punishment behind it. Yeah. A lot of the time they'll run out and then they're not supposed to be down here. They're banned from ringside. What is this? Mm-hmm. And nothing ever comes of it. If that happens, okay, you're fired.
Yeah.
Kayfabe fire them for a minute, and then a couple weeks down the line, say some strings were pulled to get them back or something. I don't know, but like do something that legitimately
a contract loophole, some sort of shit like that. Yeah,
strike fear in that. That was off topic. So yeah, QT Marshall.
Yeah. Now here's something that came to mind just randomly. Even though we've kind of toyed with the idea, what do you think the odds are that we might see Arn finally split away from Cody during this?
I don't see it yet.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't see it yet just because they've already beat on Arn.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they? Right? Am I remembering?
They did.
So, like, I don't know. It's whenever they do that, where, you know, they beat someone down and then that person turns around and turns their back on them, it's like, you just got your ass kicked, so you join them? Like, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
And I've never really liked that type of story arc.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see it happening at the next one. Like, he gives Cody some you know, coaching, and Cody just doesn't do it. And maybe this is the match. Like, there's probably going to be a stipulation with this match, and he's going to lose. And maybe on the, you know, the penultimate one, maybe QT wins that one, or whoever does that match wins it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that causes the rift where he's just like, you know, fuck it, Spinebuster Cody and leave.
I'm for it.
I'm for that too. Something along those lines, but I don't see this being the match.
Okay.
I think because, you know,
I was thinking more long term. It was like, part of me is like, could it happen? Probably, but I was still thinking more long term.
Yeah, I don't see it happening yet. Not at this match, anyways. After that, we got Kenny Omega and formerly Michael Nakazawa. Now it's MT Nakazawa. With Don Callis versus Moxley and Kingston. I will just go ahead and say, if Nakazawa's in the match, he's taking the pin.
Yep.
It's done. There's your face man of the night.
Yeah, I know that Mox and Kingston are going to get the win on this one.
Oh,
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It really is. Now, is this one of those times where we have to do our Bullet Club for life?
He's not Bullet Club anymore.
We still run that angle with non-Bullet Club.
100%. I'm still picking Kenny. That's no joke.
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of those situations where, you know, he's not BC, and Nakazawa has never been BC. So can you really put it in the same level?
Okay, so we're calling the Nakazawa option, it negates the BC option.
Yeah, because, like, no, if it was, you know,
pure Kenny versus
Kenny
Mox with Nakazawa and
Kenny
Kingston.
and Page, or the Bucks, or, you know, Kenny and Gallows, or whatever. Yeah, BC for life, because they were BC.
Gotcha.
Nakazawa is not BC, and they're tagging together. It kind of negates the BC for life, in my opinion.
Okay, makes sense to me. So we're going to go with Mox.
Yeah.
All right.
Still Kenny to win, but...
Yeah.
Whatever.
For sure.
But I don't know. This is that weird situation where I can't say it falls in the BC for life.
Gotcha.
If I'm wrong, why don't someone put a comment down? I said it. Viewers, listeners, love you. We want to hear from you.
We do.
Tell me how nice John was.
We want him back in a full-time capacity.
We do. So after that, we got Britt Baker versus To Be Announced.
I'm going to go with
So
Britt.
I've heard some good things about To Be Announced.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've got 3 letters.
Hey,
you know,
Tessa Blanchard. Anybody?
Tessa Blanchard's attitude, done.
Hey!
Writes itself. Already done. If it's Tessa,
they're
doing
going to
the
fuck up
redemption angle.
Britt's momentum.
Yeah. So I think, has Riho came back yet?
Riho's been back a few times, but she hasn't been back in a few weeks.
It's not gonna be Riho. Okay.
No.
Yeah, I have no idea who the To Be Announced is.
I feel like it'll probably be someone new, but it'll be someone who, if they come, they can safely take a loss, or they'll take a dirty loss, and it won't hurt their momentum, and it'll only hurt help Britt.
Yeah, Britt needs to take the win on this one.
Yeah, so I'm going with the DMD.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter what. Normally, I would always go TBA just because I like the air of mystery, but this time, like, if TBA wins, it's going to kill Britt's momentum. And I don't want whiny Britt back. I want cocksure Britt.
Yes. I like this new Britt.
Mm-hmm. She's finally good on the mic.
Yeah, I still remember when they cut her mic on the fucking Jericho cruise. That shit was sad.
Yeah.
It was not good. She just came a long way. But I still liked her then too, so whatever. Yeah. After that, the final match of the night is a 4-way tag match. The winner gets a future tag team title opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
The teams. Go ahead.
I was going to say, this right here is one of the things that annoys the fuck out of me with AEW, and they're wanting to do like actual title standings and such for that more sporting like thing. And with every other like company, I'm tired of these multi-participant dances. I really am. If you're going to have a tag team eliminator, fucking put them in an actual tournament bracket instead of these fucking 4-way like tag dances. Fuck that shit.
I can agree.
Yeah, it's fucking dumb. You just want everyone out there.
I still prefer this than a regular like 8-man New Japan tag match 5 times on a card.
Yes.
So I agree, but also I still prefer this to that.
Yeah.
But that's 2 different worlds. So
yeah, totally.
It's kind of useless of an input, but whatever. It was there. It's there. Deal with it. Enjoy it. Like it. Hate it. Do you?
Yeah.
Do you, viewers and listeners?
Yes, you do you. We'll do us, and we'll be right.
Yes, for sure. The teams in this match are SoCal Uncensored, SCU minus Scorpio Sky. He's no longer in there. Jurassic Express, which will be Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. Marco Stunt is not in it, and I know Will is very upset about it. Varsity Blondes, Griff Garrison and Brian Pillman Jr. And then the Acclaimed, Bowens and Caster. I think it will be the Acclaimed.
I do not. I believe it's going to be SCU.
Hold up. I just had a thought. Okay. So, what would be the main event?
The main event's going to be the full-blown blood and guts thing.
Okay, and that's going to be... Okay, so they're not doing these... Because I'm pretty sure the Pinnacle will win. So it's not going to be a send the crowd home happy. Cody is going to lose. So there's your other face loss.
Mm-hmm.
And John Moxley and Kingston will win. So there's a face win. Britt Baker versus to be announced. Britt's a heel. And we think she's going to win. So that's a heel loss. Or a heel win. Unless this TBA is like a bigger heel. Who knows? And then got the tag match. It needs to be a face win. That's just leans too heavy on heels. And that doesn't make sense. So yeah, okay. The Acclaimed will not win.
Now, the whole reason I think the Acclaimed won't win isn't so much from that logic, which is very sound. For me, it's because just seeing the way they've been since Bowens came back and how he's been playing a more clean-cut angle, like stopping Caster like in the middle of raps before he says something really salty and unsavory. Like, I think they're going to split that tag team up.
It makes sense. I mean, Homeboy's been by himself for a while now, and he's kind of been pretty successful.
Yeah. I have a feeling that that's on the horizon, and it could start, the fracture could begin, like, in earnest at this. But Jurassic Express,
They've already had tag titles.
They don't need to win.
The Varsity Blondes haven't been brought up enough.
No, they're your fan favorite undercard talent that's there for a rub, but they're not going to get the full rub.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, and SCU works also in the level of story arc because, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian said they're never going to break up until they lose.
Mm-hmm. And since Scorpio Sky is gone, that's part of the whole reason SCU was a thing. Yeah,
and I think Christopher Daniels is doing more back roll stuff, and he's phasing himself out.
Mm-hmm. So, I see SCU going away, and then they'll only return some point down the line.
Right, as a reunion thing.
Yeah, a reunion thing with when Scorpio Sky turns face again.
So, okay. I'll swap that and go SoCal. Yeah. Mainly because of my Hill Faith thought.
Yeah, that makes sense. And anyone listening, if after tomorrow or before tomorrow, if you want to fucking say shit, if we get it up before the show, do it. If we get them all right, tell us, holy shit, how are you guys so prescient? How are your fingers so on the pulse of the wrestling world? And we'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I put too much thought in predictions and then blow up in the face a lot. I don't know.
Broken clock's right twice a day.
That's right.
But with that, we can go ahead and move on to the next topic, which is a little bit WWE. We've already talked about the A&E biographies, which I'm definitely going to have to check out. Hopefully I can find somewhere to stream them. Or are they on the Peacock portion of the network?
Philo.
I
watched it on Philo. The lady gets Philo for some of that stuff. Like, I don't know. She has it for it was either her murder mysteries or her. I think she had it originally because I had the 90 Day Fiance. She loves all that trash TV stuff. Mm-hmm. But I
feel like I might have it. I can't remember if I've got that or not. I'll have to look.
Yeah, they have the 2 new WWE shows, the biographies, which we talked about, and they also have WWE Treasures, where they take wrestling legends of the industry and try to go back and get their memorable items or gear from, their big moments for a future WWE museum that fans can go to. And it's actually a pretty good watch. I do feel like a lot of it's scripted. It feels like Pawn Stars
or American Pickers.
It's a mixture of both, kind of, because but probably more Pickers probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of feels like that. But I've watched the 3 episodes where maybe it was 4. I'm only remembering 3 off the top of my head, and that was the Mick Foley episode, which I think was the first one. Mm-hmm. Then it was the Kane and Undertaker episode, and then it was Jerry King Lawler episode. And I think of the 3, my favorite was actually the Jerry the King Lawler episode.
What were they after, Lawler's?
They wanted his debut WWF year, which was when Bret Hart won the King of the Ring.
Oh.
So like his gear from that night, which was like the blue robe and blue crown.
Okay.
And then they wanted and then the other primary item they wanted was the Andy Kaufman neck brace that he wore after the match when he did the 3 pile drivers on.
That'd be a hard one to get a hold of.
Well, spoiler alert, they got it, and that was one of the reasons why I thought that was one of the best episodes, because it had the most real person on there, and that was our boy Bill Apter, who knows it. And Bill Apter, you can't fake Bill Apter. Dude's man.
You cannot.
He had it, and he drops some knowledge. You get to see After Alley, which, just a little bit of it, background stuff. But it was cool. is solid. So I recommend both shows. They're really good. The Randy Savage biography is a little off, and also it's weird because like the best thing, like for Piper and Stone Cold, you know, they got like family in there and friends in the wrestling business, but for Savage, it's like the best you could do was Pete Rosenberg.
They couldn't even get his brother?
No, his brother was there,
okay.
but that was pretty much it. Like, you could only get Hogan, who Randy fucking hated. You got Pete Rosenberg, who the fuck is that other than from the kickoff shows? And then you got, and then I think you had Lex Luger talk for a minute. And I'm like, so you got the dude Savage hates, dude who was with his lady when she passed away, or when his lady had.
So basically, a dude Savage hates,
and then a dude who really had no affiliation with Savage.
And then Lanny Poffo, his brother.
Yes. So, also on Philo, if anyone out there has it, you do have early access to the first episode of Season 3 of Darkside of the Ring of Brian Pillman Part 1. It wasn't supposed to come out till the 6th, but I watched it. And it's really enjoyable. It's a fun ride. They haven't gotten to all the juicy bits just yet.
I would assume you've seen some Hollywood Blondes nods and shit like that, right?
Yeah, this is the build-up. This is the build-up for the second episode.
The second episode is definitely the one where they're going to go on the super, like the greatest angle ever when it comes to multiple promotions.
Yeah, they haven't touched that yet. They've alluded to it some. Like, you've seen some peppered in shots from it, but they haven't covered it yet. Like, the main thing they covered right now is when he started kind of going down the loose cannon angle and doing the Bobby Heenan coat pull after Bobby Heenan had neck surgery.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the most dicey thing so far. So it's the build up, and then the next episode is going to be like the heavy hitter for it. Unlike how they did the other two-parter, which was the Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, which was really just 2 episodes, but their careers were so intertwined they had to do it as a two-parter situation.
Yeah. I'm excited. Was Pillman Jr. on any of the older ones?
Oh yeah. He was they talked to him.
Okay.
Yeah. They talked to him. They've talked to most of their ex-wives. Oh, there was some dark stuff about one of his ex-wives and like his like current wife, you know, at that time, and some dark shit went there. But you know, when it comes to, you know, in the ring career of Darkside of the Ring, that's not there yet.
Gotcha.
This part was a personal life dark moment, and man, it was pretty dark. And I'm like, man, I'm surprised this bitch is on this TV show right now. So, and she just said it. So, yeah, it's a good watch. Recommend.
All right. Well, that's going to be a tough act to follow when it comes to WWE stuff, because it's rare that they ever do anything super entertaining. But I'm going to say the biggest news to come out of the world of WWE is the possible upcoming brokered partnership with MLW.
Yes, which is kind of a left field move.
Yeah, I believe it's MLW and NXT are the
probably.
two that are trading back and forth?
Yeah, it'll probably be that. I mean, I don't see WWE giving up their big roster at all. Ever.
If that's the case, I wonder what's going to happen. Now, I could be wrong, but because I don't have the means to follow all this contract shit with every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the wrestling world. But does anyone from AEW still have contracts with MLW, or have they all finally like free and clear?
I think everyone is sort of free and clear.
Okay.
But like the only things I could think of with the MLW are the ones who like are trying to leave.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's like what, Mance Warner and possibly some of MJF's former stablemates or something. I don't really know about them, but I know Mance Warner. I think he was MLW and he asked for his release, but they wouldn't give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I think everyone's sort of clear.
Okay.
In that regard.
I was wondering because that could make for some sticky situations, or it could be a backdoor way to get certain AEW talent showing up on a WWE program. It'd be a going around your ass to get to your elbow way of seeing something like that, you know?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be any of the amazing talent, but maybe something. Yeah. But I doubt that's going to happen. I just wanted to kind of clarify before anything else happened.
Fair.
Yeah. But, so that's big. Call me negative, but to me, it seems more like a baby step for the juggernaut that is WWE to absorb another rival promotion.
Let's hope that's not what it is, because we all know what these like things turn into most of the time. Because it happened with Evolve. Yep. Let's work with Evolve. Okay, Evolve's gone.
Yep.
So
that's just kind of how I see it. That is just what I see coming. Other things. Roman Reigns got a new entrance. About fucking time, but again, I don't fucking care. It's Roman Reigns.
It works.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
it works. I mean, I'm glad he finally changed it. I think this will finally add some real depth. Because I mean, it's just a watered down Shield every time he came out because it was just the Shield music, and now he finally has his own music. So it finally helps separate that character from that gimmick.
Yeah.
But they had that, from what I hear or read, their sheets. Their theme they've actually had ready since like July or August of last year. They've been just waiting to use it for the right time. And I guess now is the time because semi-crowds are back or something. I don't really understand why to wait. Honestly, they should have done it the day after he won the title.
Yeah. Who knows, man? I've like I've said many times, I've given up on trying to figure out what in the fuck WWE is trying to do half the time.
Yeah.
They confuse me to no end. But good for him. Hooray. To me, it's still like they're trying to polish a turd. I'm not buying. But other things, and this is one that you're not too hyped about. Ava Marie is back.
Oh fuck! I don't give a shit. Like,
how was she gone? I don't even remember.
She left because she was useless. They like got rid of her. Like literally, the best they could do was, okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna have a match tonight. Well, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna start going to the ring, and then a wardrobe malfunction is gonna happen, and then you can't wrestle. And then they do that like 5 times and release her. And then before that, she was just never good in the ring whatsoever. So it just, I don't understand, unless she has just secretly been training for the last 4 or 5 years. She's been gone. I think she left in 2017. I don't really know what she's bringing to the table other than bringing back the Diva division.
I think that would be a step backwards.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like that's the only thing I can think of. It's like you literally just got rid of Mickie James and the Iconics, who do have wrestling talent, primarily Mickie, the Iconics, Peyton Royce at least. To bring in Ava Marie, who is literally only eye candy. That's it.
That's why.
I hope she's good, but does not give me hope. I was there for the first time. I had to watch every season of Total Divas with her on it.
But the evolution is back.
Okay, cool. Just because you say the name wrong doesn't mean you're going to do anything. Anything just makes you stupid.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Not her being back, but just everything in general.
Yep. So, I mean, I will be happy to read the articles about her matches.
Yeah, I'm ready to see either people sing her praises or just tear into her for being awful.
Maybe they're bringing her in to make the other women wrestlers who just aren't that great come off looking fantastic.
So she's enhancement talent.
Yeah. But to the level of she's so bad they have to look good.
There we go.
But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she's good now. I don't know.
We'll see.
You know?
We shall see. But here's the best news to come out of fucking WWE. Our boy, the Swiss Cyborg. You want to take it?
No, do it.
All right. Our boy, the Swiss Cyborg.
Do your job.
Cesaro! Our boy. Get some love.
Yep, the rumor is our boy is getting the title opportunity rub.
Oh, God. I hope that rub has a payoff.
Yep. I don't think he'll win it. But if it does what I'm hoping, it just, you know, helps solidify him for a potential future win. Because in my opinion, Cesaro works aces around Roman Reigns.
Oh, he destroys fucking everybody. There aren't many people in WWE that work better than Cesaro.
I don't think there's anyone. And this is coming from a dude who loves everything Seth Rollins does. No one. No one is better than Cesaro when it comes to being in that ring.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes you think he looks awkward, but he doesn't, actually. It's just, he's so ridiculously, sinewy, muscly, it looks funny. But the man knows his way around the wrestling ring, and he fucking makes shit work. And he's the only person that does the giant swing anymore.
Oh, yeah, that, and then, you know, at WrestleMania, he did the fucking no-armed fucking helicopter.
Oh, that was amazing.
Dude, come on now.
And fuck, how many people bust their fucking teeth out on the ring post in their back within, a month?
Yeah, not many.
No. Has he been wearing a mouth guard ever since? Hell yeah.
Would be too, like that.
Yeah, no shit. But that just proves he is tough as a motherfucker, because didn't he finish that match too?
Yeah. They finished the match.
So, tough as nails. I want him to get all the belts. Most likely, knowing WWE, the best he's going to do is a US or an IC.
Which he's already done one of those. I think it was US once.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to see him get one of the higher up belts. We shall see. But if he at least gets one that he hasn't had, I will be content. I won't say happy. I will be content. But with that, we'll dive into one of the last little bits we need to talk about. And that, I'm going to segue a couple different ways. One, I'm going to touch on Impact a little bit more, because I know we talked about Kenny and getting all his belts at Rebellion the other week. Well, not only did that happen the other weekend, but I want to get your thoughts on it, because we haven't spoken about it together. The return of Big Cass to
W. Morrissey.
W. Morrissey.
As long as he comes out and just like proclaims his love for veganism and how he hates everything,
and how he's really pissed off about that recent episode of The Simpsons,
it would be fantastic.
I know. I'm just waiting for the real Morrissey to sue him for using his last name.
Oh yeah, no, right? But yeah, dude, I'm down for it. I think he fits. As long as they don't bring in Enzo, I think he could be a force to be reckoned with.
As you can away from Big Cass.
Yeah.
Enzo fucking sucks.
Yeah, keep him away from him.
Because the way they brought Big Cass in during that match, where he was the replacement for I can't remember that guy's name all of a sudden. Doesn't matter. But Big Cass, or Morrissey rather, he wrestled like a proper big man. And honestly, that's the best I think he's ever done.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude.
His WWE days were goofy as fuck.
I remember, like, shortly after he left fucking WWE, he got fucking husky there for a bit. He's fucking stocked and jacked.
No shit. He looks mean as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he grew out a full beard, because now it's hidden that little pencil point chin.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He looks more manly and intimidating now. And as long as he doesn't go back to wearing gold chains and lame ass like Jersey Shore gear, he will be fucking great.
Yeah, agreed.
But the whole reason I wanted to dive back into that is also tonight on Impact, if it hasn't already happened. I'm sure it's already happened, it's already over, but I haven't watched it yet. I'll watch it tomorrow. I'm just super stoked that El Phantasmo is on Impact tonight.
Oh yeah, for sure.
ELP.
Finally getting some talent in TNA.
No shit. I would love to see him fucking win the X Division title over there and take it to New Japan. It would be fucking amazing. Oh. And I just hope he's kicking the shit out of everyone with that loaded boot. But the main reason that I'm super stoked about it is the fact that Gallows and Anderson are there. Now, Tama and his ways say otherwise, but could it be an olive branch to bring formers back into the fold? Now, is that just me being a fucking Bullet Club mark and fanboy predicting? Hell yeah, it is. 100 fucking %. Could it happen? There's a damn good chance.
It's hard to say, man. I feel like there will be some sort of, banter there. Now, if that correlates to anything, that's a whole different story. I feel like they'll come in and be like, oh yeah, BC, yeah, oh, too sweet me, bro.
Biz Cliff.
Talk about their dick some. But, I think if they do, LP is just going to blow them off. Because, Tama, the real leader of Bullet Club, Tama Tonga, has declared them not Bullet Club.
He's declared them not Bullet Club, but in the second breath, he's also said Bullet Club for life. So it's like, which is it? Are you Bullet Club for life, or are they not Bullet Club anymore? You can't be both.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't. It's a paradox. Well, I don't know. I can't even think of a good possible exception to that rule, unless I were to bring up Cody Hall and Jeff Jarrett, and maybe Bone Soldier #1.
I don't even count Jeff Jarrett.
I mean, technically,
yeah. But it's fucking Jeff Jarrett.
Mm-hmm. And what about Bullet Club Latin America? Haven't heard anything out of them in fucking 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, Bullet Club's widespread, but you don't hear about half of it anymore. I don't know. I think they should do something, and I feel like, honestly, if they want the hype train back, Tama needs to swallow his fucking pride and align himself with Kenny, Gallows, and Anderson again.
Yeah.
Bring them back in. Maybe even like only partially back, since they were past members. They don't get full membership back. They get like a legacy membership. And they can work some angles like that.
I can agree. I can get behind that.
I just think it's a way to get like super, super pops across the board, and in terms of like merchandise and getting views and everything else, it's gonna fucking move units and put eyes on product, just like it did when Bullet Club was at its height.
Mm-hmm.
You say Kenny, the Bucks, Gallows, and Anderson are back in Bullet Club, they'll be like, fucking A.
That's right, they are.
Everybody will be back on that shit in a heartbeat. But there's that. Now, to keep running with the Bullet Club train, past couple days. Sunday was Bullet Club Day. The 8th anniversary of the formation of Bullet Club back in 2013. And while they didn't do a fancy little set of robes like they did for the 5th anniversary, back before Kenny and everyone left, they did get a lot of wins at Wrestling Dontaku. They won all of their opener tag matches. Downside. And also because they're slowly bringing the GOD and Dangerous Tekkers storyline to its close. First, Zack Sabre Jr. went up against Tangaloa. ZSJ won with a sneaky roll-up. And while I am disappointed that Tangaloa didn't win, I'm still pretty excited ZSJ won. I'm conflicted because I like them both. But that was one win for Dangerous Tekkers. Then the very next match was the ladder match for the Iron Claw. The second ever ladder match in New Japan history. And it was Tai Chi and Tama Tonga. Tai Chi won.
Boo!
Yes. It was a really good match. Lots of good spots, run-ins from both sides. Dirty manager work, the whole 9. The whole reason Tai Chi won is Tama had him pretty much dead to rights, both of them up on the ladder with the classic, like, who's going to get the bag with the thing first. Because the way they did it, instead of pulling the bag off the chain, you had to reach up in, because they had a clear plastic bag and they had the iron claw in it, you had to reach into the bag and take the claw out.
Mm.
You didn't just tug the bag down and win. So they were both up there, and Tama had Tai Chi on the ropes, to pardon the expression, and then he grabbed him because he had set up a table below the ladder, and as soon as that happened, I was like, fuck, I know what's going to happen here. Because I was like, Tama's taking a really long fucking time to set up this table and making a real obvious production out of it. I was like, he's going to go through that table. I was like, they want us to think Tai Chi's going through it, but Tama's going through that table. And I was right. He went for a gun stun off the top of the ladder, and like they played it off real well because he jumped and had Tai Chi's head, and then he stalled in midair because Taichi like pulled back and then shoved him off. So it looked like a legit, like both of them were going to sell it really well. It wasn't one of those where he jumped and just let go in midair. Mm-hmm. And then he went straight through the table and Taichi won. And I will say this, even though New Japan's tables are teeny tiny, going through a New Japan table looks way fucking worse than going through any table in the States. Holy crap, those tables look mean. But there's that. The other thing from Saturday night, Jay White became the first ever quadruple crown champion in New Japan. He is the only person to have ever held all 4 belts that they had before the unification of the IC and the heavyweight. So Jay held the US title. That was his first one when he beat Kenny for it. He held the IWGP heavyweight title, which he beat Okada for, I think. Did he beat him at a Japan side show? Or did he beat him at MSG that one time?
Who?
Jay White, when he got the IWGP heavyweight title a couple years ago.
What was the question?
Did he beat him at a stateside show, like that big show at Madison Square Garden? Or did he beat him at a New Japan proper show in Japan?
Pretty sure it was a New Japan.
Yeah. I couldn't remember whether it was over there or if it was that big like New Japan show they put on at Madison Square Garden with ROH. But either way, he got that. Then he also won the IC title not long after. And this past weekend, he beat Tanahashi for the never openweight title. So Jay's held it all. The only thing he hasn't held is the junior heavyweight belt because he was never a junior.
Yep.
To me, that's quite impressive. It almost makes me think that if they're smart, they'll run the angle to where they push Jay to getting the new belt too. So he's the first ever 5-time winner.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a super smart move.
Sure.
Last thing regarding Bullet Club, Pro Wrestling Tees sale. I mean, who all jumped in on that?
I did.
Me too. Pretty stoked. I mean, I'm slightly disappointed that I didn't jump on the Adam Cole shirt because I feel like that was everyone's favorite.
No, that was the one my lady wanted, so I got it for her. Early anniversary. Yeah.
There you go. I was like, I would have been happier if they'd done the Adam Cole Classic Skull logo.
Yeah.
Where it just said Adam Cole and it had the skull. But I guess they wanted to go with the other one just because it says Bebe.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's the moneymaker. But also, I mean, it's probably a good thing you didn't, because let's be real, that motherfucker was the most expensive shirt they had. $35?
Oh, shit.
Like, come on now. Like, all the others are 25 primarily, and you're going to say 35 just because it's Adam Cole?
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude.
Next time they do a sale that I want to jump in on, I'll probably get my other backup Bullet Club shirt. I'll probably finally get the Halloween one. But I did get the OG Bullet Club shirt.
I got that one too.
And I finally got my Kenta Club shirt.
Cheers.
You? I opted for El Phantasmo last time I got a Bullet Club shirt, and I was like, next time I'm going to get Kenta. And I was torn because they had so many fucking good shirts on this Bullet Club sale. But I was like, nope, gotta get Kenta. Kenta and the OG Bullet Club logo, because I can tell you, I searched online off and on for probably 3 years trying to find that fucking shirt for sale somewhere. It didn't fucking exist.
Yeah, Yeah. It was not real, Will.
It was nowhere online to buy. People that bought it at one time were probably only in Japan, and there weren't that fucking many of them. So that shirt is like a real original of that shirt's probably rare as fuck, and it'll cost an arm and a leg to get. So I'm happy to have this one. I don't even care. I got it now. Done. Now, if they really, really wanted to do something cool, they should have done the scarf with that logo on it that they also put out during that time. Because I would have got on. I probably would have jumped on that as well. Hopefully they do another good sale. The only downside, and again, I enjoy the fact that I can get some really ridiculous t-shirts and pro wrestling tees, but for fuck's sake, when you run a sale, stop calling it a percentage off and just say it's fucking free shipping, because that's all that percentage ever turns out being. Truly.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, their shipping costs are outlandish as is. There's no way in hell one shirt costs $12 fucking to ship.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You put that fucker in a bubble mailer, and it ships for $3 fucking. Actually, probably more like $4. I'll round up and say $4. Almost anywhere in the country, it will ship for $4.
Yeah, I don't understand it. It was fucking weird. So, when I texted you, I was already looking at it, and texted you. I was like, "Yo, let's combine our orders. We might save like $2." Which you ultimately pretty much saved $1 or $2 each.
Yeah.
But like, so I first added the shirt, and then that was, I think, $5 something shipping, right?
Mm-hmm.
I added a Bullet Club sticker. It added $3 to the shipping.
Jesus Christ.
A sticker. Same bag. It would be the same bag. No weight difference whatsoever.
None.
Added $3 to my shipping. You can't justify that.
No,
I don't care who you are.
You really can't justify it. It truly is just them making a little extra off the top.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact, just because I've met enough people that sell shit online, etc., everyone. I mean, the most I'll do is round up to the next whole dollar, but there's other people that charge $2 or $3 over actual shipping, so they always make a profit on whatever they're selling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And that's all they're doing. From one angle, yes, guaranteed extra money. Cool. Make your money. But fucking just charge that price for the shirt up front. Don't do that ludicrous ass shit shipping, really. Half the time I don't order from you is because I don't want to pay the ludicrous shipping cost.
Yeah, I usually don't. It's like who is it? Kings Road merch.
Mm-hmm.
Like primarily with Streetlight Manifesto stuff. Their shipping is off the charts. I usually don't buy anything just because of that.
Yeah, unless you're buying a record and can get it shipped media mail.
That's about it.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just the dumbest fucking thing. I mean, forgive us, anybody listening, but I mean, this is still technically wrestling related. It's wrestling like memorabilia, and we're definitely going to gripe because I mean, I'll gripe about Ringside too. Ringside started off as a reseller platform. Like, they legit started off basically as the scalpers that we all hate now.
Yep. On
eBay. Many, many moons ago. And now they're one of the biggest wrestling... They are the biggest wrestling toy retailer in the world. And big enough to where actual toy companies make products specifically for them. If you're moving those types of units, you don't have to charge premium pricing for hard-to-find figures. You charge fucking retail.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. If you get it, and you're basically a retail outlet that everyone goes to, and you're getting it at the discounted bulk rate from the distributor, you don't have to charge your old eBay prices. Every wave of AEW figures has gone up in price at least $1 to $2 a figure each successive wave because of the popularity. Like, it's up, if you're buying a single AEW figure from them, you're looking at $26 to $28 a pop.
Mm-hmm.
For one figure. If you buy an entire wave, you're still looking at $25 a figure. Broken down. And they've already gotten at least 3 to 4 exclusive variants of figures. They've got Bubbly Chris Jericho. They've gotten TNT title Cody. They've gotten Blood and Guts Cody and Dustin. And then now they've got Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus in a 2-pack, which also has a variant version where Jungle Boy's carrying Luchasaurus on his shoulders in the packaging, which they charge extra money for, on top of what they already charged for the other one. I'm just like, if you're able to get your own exclusives, that means you're a big enough retailer to sell things at regular retail price.
Yeah.
And do I have to go to you sometimes to get things because I can't find them in a regular store? Yeah, but more often than not, you're sold out of the same fucking shit. So fucking sell it at retail. You're not doing anything but making most people angry, but sadly, it'll never happen. I mean, I'm stuck. If I really, really want something, I'll have to go through them. Like, at some point, I'll probably have to pony up for the entire wave with Santana and Ortiz. At some point, I'll have to pony up for the entire wave that has Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy individually. I don't want to, but it is what it is. But that's my only rant in that regard. Any other big pertinent wrestling things you need to talk about?
No, I'm good.
No, yeah, I mean, we've touched on pretty much everything we needed to. Anything important? I mean, other than that, it's just like, hey, we'll try to keep bringing some stuff. Maybe we'll start trying to like do some big segments, reactions to Darkside of the Ring. I think that'd be pretty fun while the season's going on. Be something to kind of mix things up a little bit. But other than that, you want to take us out?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, everyone, our faithful listeners, possible viewers, if for some reason you can see us without cameras, that has been another riveting episode of Post to Post with your hosts for this evening, the Brothers of Discussion. Next week, hopefully, we'll have a weatherman back in the sticks. We may reach out, try and get someone else in here just to add some flair that could sorely be missing with the exclusion of John for the time being.
The spice is
and
nice.
As always, miss you, and hope everything's going well. And we can't wait to have you back, buddy.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like to thank primarily as well our good buddy Falcon, friends and the Polar. Primarily, he does all the work to make us okay. We talk, ramble, rant, and complain, and he puts it all together where you get to hear it but not hate it. Maybe. I mean, Will did go on a 10-minute rant about toys there, and
hey, it made sense because it was wrestling related. I mean, fuck, we talked about.
We're not going back. We're not going back.
We talked about T-shirts.
I'm making a comment. That's it. We're not going back. So with that, Falcon, thank you for all your hard work and everything you do. listeners, please check out And the Polar. They're pretty much everywhere. Check them out, primarily on YouTube. They always put up fun videos, play video games, talk about music. They put up their own music. All of them are really talented and fun. And with that, we would like to say so long, good night, have a good one.
Oh, yeah. Everybody have a good one. Don't forget, follow us on all the shit. We are damn near everywhere, too. Check the show notes, the episode description, and you'll be able to find out where to find us. Just the main three: Facebook, Instagram, and fucking Twitter.
Bye, everybody.
Yep. See you later, everybody.